Somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system.
Good. Okay, good. Somatic and autonomic nervous system. So what is somatic? Somatic consists of
Soma means body, like
good.
legs and hands that we can control our voluntarily.
Yes, voluntary actions related to body. Good. Okay, then autonomic is the internal functions. Okay, which are not in our control. That is involuntary. Okay, under autonomic we have got another two. What are the two?
Sympathetic and parasympathetic.
Good. Good. Okay, sympathetic and parasympathetic. Okay, what is the function of sympathetic?
Fight or flight
Fight or
responses,
flight hormone.
digestion.
Okay, so it prepares body for our emergency. Okay, what would be the parasympathetic function then?
It helps to relax the body when it's using flight or flight mode.
Okay, it tries to bring down to the normal or to maintain the homeostasis, that is the normal functioning of the body. So whenever there is a disturbance in the equilibrium, okay, when there is arousal, when there is a depression, or when there is a low, so this particular sympathetic and parasympathetic, they come into action, they try to establish the balance. So this is how we are maintained at a balance. Okay, then under brain we have hid brain, mid brain, and forebrain, and different parts would be there. Okay, frontal lobe, parietal lobe, occipital lobe, and temporal lobe. Okay, so this you can have it from page number 67. Please write down page number 67. Okay, so frontal lobe, location, components, and the functions. Okay, so frontal lobe, okay, above the lateral fissure or in the front of the central fissure. Okay, so if I tell like this, now you don't understand. So that is the reason I'm telling you the page number 67. Okay, they're talking about the body functions, what they're doing. Okay, control body movements. Okay, parietal lobe, process body sensations, touch, hot, cold, etc. are controlled by parietal lobe. Then occipital lobe, okay, process visual information. Then temporal, auditory information. So this is how we got different lobes in the human brain, and they have different functions, and this is how our uh, our functions are getting regulated by our body parts also. Okay, then we have left hemisphere and right hemisphere. Okay, the brain is divided into, and the function would be opposite side. Okay, right side would be controlled by left hemisphere, left side would be controlled by the right hemispheres. Okay, page number 68. Okay, so left hemisphere is responsible for verbal, abstract, rational, and analytical thinking. I repeat, left hemisphere, verbal, abstract, rational, then analytical. Okay, when it comes to right hemisphere, okay, non-verbal, okay, concrete, non-rational, then holistic. Okay, holistic in the sense perceives complete structures and overall patterns. So this is controlled by right hemisphere. Okay, non-verbal, concrete. Concrete is when we see a physical object that is physically present. Abstract is when we can think about a thing that is not physically visible, though it is not physically visible. For example, if I ask you to think or remember of a dinosaur, okay, though it is not physically present, we can still try to remember that. Okay, that is called as abstract. Complete would be opposite, would be concrete, that is physically present, that we can see. Okay, so this is with regard to neural basis of our behavior. Then we will talk about hormonal basis of behavior. Okay, so hormones, have you heard about hormones? Do you have any idea about hormones? Okay, hormones, any idea? The chemical compounds secreted by glands. Okay, glands are the specialized structures which secrete chemical compounds which are known as hormones. Okay, hormones have specific function to perform. Okay, so again, when we're talking about glands would be of two types. Please write down endocrine and exocrine glands. Endocrine and exocrine glands. Okay, EXOCRINE, exocrine glands, then endocrine, ENDO, endo, CRINE, endocrine glands. Any idea what is endo, what is exo? Exo is outside. Outside of what we're talking about? Their secretion. Endo is within the body. So we have got certain specialized structures called glands, which release chemical compounds. So some glands are secreting their secretions outside the body. Okay, exocrine glands or duct glands they call. So they have a duct or tube-like structures. So with the help of that, they are releasing their secretions outside the body. The second type would be endocrine glands. Endo is inside. I repeat, endo is what? Endo is
Inside.
inside. So within the body, so they are secreting the secretions. So when they are secreting within the body, so where would be they released? So how is our body getting oxygen, etc.? Body parts are getting oxygen and all that.
Inside.
Yes, inside. So how they're going, how they're getting circulated throughout the body? With the help of blood, you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Blood would be circulating throughout the body, you agree?
Yes, sir.
So endocrine glands are the glands which secrete their secretions into the bloodstream. So with the help of the blood, so they would be circulated throughout the body, but they have got specific functions. So they perform their specific functions. If I'm saying exocrine, that is outside the body, and with the help of glands or tube-like structures, they are releasing outside the body. So can you just think about, do we have any glands that are secreting their secretions outside the body? Just think about.
Sweat.
Excellent. Who is that?
Shrestha,
Varma?
sir.
Varma, good. So sweat gland. So is sweat secreted inside the body or it's outside on the surface of the our body? Okay, they are secreted directly outside the body. And just think about, if it is secreting outside the body, what would be the function of that? What would be the reason? For example, we will take the same sweat gland. So what is the main function of the sweat gland? Think about it. This is little bit biology, but okay, no problem. We're talking about our own body. Trying to understand. Just think about what is the function of sweat gland?
Throughout the waist.
Actually cools the body.
Bodies.
Shrestha, you saying something?
Actually,
Go ahead. Nagalakshmi?
To send the waste material to out. In the
Excellent.
form of sweat.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Waste materials. The function of sweat gland especially is to send out the waste products. So when we're talking about exocrine or duct glands which open outside the body, so mostly their functions would be with regard to secretion or elimination of waste materials from the body. But when it comes to endocrine glands, so we are saying they are ductless because they are not opening outside the body, but they would be secreting their secretions within the body. So when they're secreting within the body, so their secretions would be getting released into blood. So with the help of the blood, they would be circulating throughout the body. So that is the reason we are interested to study about endocrine glands, because exocrine mostly, or the major function is to elimination of waste materials. So we're not bothered about that, but we are bothered about endocrine glands because their secretions are secreted within the body. So when they're secreted within the body, these chemical compounds can have impact on the functioning of the person, which can have influence on the behavior of a person. Did you get it? Kavya, did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Why only 18 people have joined? Pragati? Hey Sandeep, did you get the page numbers? Sandeep don't want to talk to me.
I got it, the pin number.
Good. Okay. So did you understand why we are only interested in studying endocrine glands? Because they are secreted directly into the body, into the blood. With the help of the blood, they get circulated throughout the body. So this is how they have influence on the behavior of a person. Okay. So now when we're talking about hormonal basis of behavior, so we would be particularly talking about the endocrine glands only. Okay, because they are secreted within the body or within the blood. Okay, then right on page number 70 and 71, so they have given list of major endocrine glands. They're talking about the major one. Okay, major endocrine glands, page 70 and 71. Okay, first one, please write on pituitary gland. Pituitary, pituitary gland.
Sir, repeat once again, sir.
Okay, Pituitary, pituitary gland. Okay, even you don't worry. If you just type, if you just type in a mobile pituitary gland or endocrine glands, so it will show the complete picture. So where all they present, their functions, etc. would be coming. Okay, it's most available on the Google. So don't worry. Okay, so pituitary gland is called pineal body, or it is also called as master gland. So when we say master, what would be the role of master? Who can be a master?
He controls everything.
Good. So pituitary gland is the one which controls the secretions of other glands. So how much they should secrete would be controlled by our pituitary gland. So that is the reason pituitary gland is called as the master gland. So this will regulate the functioning or secretion of other glands. Okay. So pituitary gland. So pituitary gland is present just above our ear. Okay. So it would be small, tiny ball like a structure. Okay, like we have peas, no? That much size. Okay, very effective. It's called master gland. Okay, and write down the hormones it will release. ACTH, adrenocorticotrophine hormone. Or if not, just simply write down ACTH. Then afterwards you can just Google, then you will get it. Adrenocorticotrophine hormone, ACTH. So this will stimulate hormone secretions by adrenal cortex. Okay, maybe as of now, we will just keep this adrenal cortex like that because they will be present above the kidneys. Okay, just we'll talk about that also, adrenal glands also. Then TSH, next one is thyroid stimulating hormone. TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. Did anyone have idea about this TSH? Especially our girl students. So when they suspect of having this thyroid, okay, they go for this particular test, TSH level. They try to test thyroid stimulating hormone, so how much it is present in the body. So they try to check this. Based on this, they will tell either you are prone or you have, or you about to have, you don't have, because it is stimulating hormone secretion by thyroid gland. Thyroid gland secretion is, this will be regulating. So thyroid stimulating hormone, TSH. Okay, thyroid, as you know, metabolism generally. Okay, gonadotrophic hormone regulates gonads, that is testis and ovaries secretion. The next, growth hormone. Okay, growth hormone is also secreted or controlled by pituitary gland. Okay, prolactin stimulates the milk production in nursing women. Okay, at the time of pregnancy. So the milk production is controlled by this prolactin hormone. So we have two, anterior and posterior. So posterior part would be secreting hormone called antidiuretic hormone, vasopressin, it is also called as, promotes water retention by the kidneys. So water retention, so how much of water has to be retained, so that is been controlled by this particular hormone. The next, oxytocin stimulates contractions of uterus during the childbirth. So it is very thin gland but secretes so many hormones, so which have specific functioning in the body. Then thyroid, at the neck, above neck, we have this thyroid gland. So it is secreting a hormone called thyroxine. Okay, it will regulate metabolism and growth. Okay, as we talked about thyroid, thyroxine. Okay, so have you heard about this iodized salt?
Yes.
Okay, at one point of time, government was promoting this iodized salt. Did you remember that?
Yes.
So iodine is required for this particular thyroid hormone to release or to secrete thyroxine. So it will regulate metabolism as well as growth. So stunted growth will be there. Okay, hypothyroxine, hyperthyroidism. If it is secreted more, also problem, less also problem. Okay, parathyroid regulates calcium level in the body. Okay, then we have adrenal gland. So where are these adrenal glands present? Okay, above each of the kidney. So how many kidneys you got?
2, sir.
So that is one pair. Okay, above each kidney there is a gland called as adrenal gland. So this particular adrenal gland is secreting this particular hormones, so which will be useful in fight or flight hormone or that particular mechanism. Okay, so adrenal cortex, aldosterone regulates salt and water balance in the body. Cortisol influences body's response to stress and stimulates glucose production. Okay, glucose production. So when we eat food, the food would be in the form of carbohydrates that would be split into glucose. When excess glucose would be there, so that would be converted to glycogen, which can be stored. So at the time of crisis, so this particular cortisol, it will again start breaking this glycogen into glucose so that it is available for the body to use it. I said no, from where you're getting so much of energy to face this particular emergency situations?
Cortisol.
Okay, for that energy is to be there, no? You agree with that?
Yes, sir.
If you are in a financial crisis, you need money. So if you have some savings, then you can use them, right? You agree?
Yes, sir.
So likewise also, our body is having certain energy deposits in the form of a fat. So cortisol will stimulate that particular breaking down, and it will make available glucose to the body so that it will be immediately used for our body so that it will get energy, it will face the emergency situation. If you're talking about one simple example of just running away, which requires so much of energy, or if you have to face challenge, if you have to fight, okay, it requires so much of energy. So this energy has been provided by this particular adrenal gland. So this is the reason. So fight and flight hormones are released by adrenal gland. Okay. Then adrenal cortex is the one. Then adrenal medulla is a part of adrenal gland. So this will secrete epinephrine and norepinephrine. So this function is increase arousal, activates the body, arousal, increases blood pressure, heart rate under stressful situation. Is it under normal situations?
Sir.
No. Under stressful situation, or in simple terms, what we can call as an emergency situation. I said or talked when I talking about sympathetic nervous system. So housekeeping mechanism. Okay, so where it stimulates the body, that is, it makes the body to get aroused, activated. Okay, as I said, so more of blood is required, so that is the reason it is increasing the blood pressure. Heartbeat would be increased. So what is the reason for heart beating to increase, or heart rate is increasing? Why is heart beating bit faster?
To supply more oxygen.
Excellent. Okay, more oxygen has to be supplied to the body. So that is the reason it is taking more of air, more of oxygen. So it gets circulated. So it is also pumping the blood. So that oxygen gets circulated throughout the body. So when oxygen is available, the oxygen is taken up with the different parts. Okay, this is how energy is generated, and this is how you face the emergency situations. So where are these adrenal glands are present?
Above the kidney.
Above each kidney, we have got these adrenal glands. Okay, this much you can remember, that adrenal glands are responsible for our fight and flight hormone. Okay, pituitary master gland, it is responsible for the secretion of other glands also. Thyroid, simply thyroxine, okay, regulates metabolism and growth. So your growth is also getting affected because of this thyroid. Then we have pancreas. So where are these pancreas are present?
Near to stomach, sir.
Okay, just beside. Okay, so this pancreas will release a hormone called insulin. So this insulin is very popular. You agree with this? Insulin. So where is this insulin injections are used?
On the stomach, sir.
Sugar. Somebody who has sugar.
Blood sugars.
Yes.
Okay, diabetes mellitus they call it as. Okay, people generally they have this. Okay, or commonly what we call as a sugar they have. Okay, BP or sugar. Generally we talk about, okay, having BP or
Sugar.
sugar. where this particular insulin, which tries to break down the carbohydrates into glucose. Okay, glucose is the available sugar for the usage. Okay, so when this particular insulin is secreted not in the required amount, so this, if it is not produced in the required amount, what would be happening? So level of glucose would be increasing in the body. So further breakdown of glucose to, as I said, the other form, in the deposited form, if this is not happening, so more and more of blood glucose is getting accumulated in the body. So that is the reason more and more sugar is getting available to the body. So is it good to have more and more sugar in the body?
No, sir.
No.
So what will happen, sir? So it will start damaging the internal body organs. Okay. If someone have this particular condition, just you can talk to them. Okay. As more and more of glucose is available to them, sugar is available to them. Okay. So they are feeling lethargic or inactive. Okay. The other little body parts are also getting damaged. So this is the reason. So insulin injections, they take externally. You have seen these people, they take external. It
Yes,
is very
sir.
high. They take these dosages outside or externally. They take in form of a injection. You agree with this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So when body is not producing the required amount of this particular insulin, because the function of insulin is to decrease blood sugar. So when this function is not done properly, when blood sugar is not getting decreased, so what will happen? The opposite, that is the increasing of more and more of glucose, that is the blood sugar would be in the blood. So that is the reason they take externally. Okay, insulin. Then the other one, glucagon, increases blood sugar. The other form. So glucagon is an hormone which will secrete hormone glucagon, so which will have the opposite function. So insulin is trying to break down glucose into glycogen. Glucagon is trying to break down that glycogen so that more and more sugar is available. So when will be body requiring more and more sugar? When will be requiring more and more sugar? In emergencies. You agree with that? So when there is requirement of more and more blood sugar, or for example, if you are not taking food, fasting if you are doing, so what happens at the time of fasting?
You get giddiness, sir.
Yes, if you're not taking food, but still if you are able to survive, you agree with this?
Yes, sir.
Or we immediately collapsing?
No, sir.
I don't know exactly, but maybe a couple of days we can survive. You agree with this?
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure. Okay. So how many hours or how many days can you survive? But just assume that a couple of days we can survive for some days.
Yeah.
So from where you're getting this energy?
Through the body, sir.
Yes, through the body, but this is the hormone. Glucagon is the hormone which is now trying to break down the stored storage of energy, that is as I said, glycogen, etc. So they try to break down that into glucose particles, so that blood sugar is available for the consumption by the body.
Sir, so what is broken into what?
Okay, glycogen and all that. Okay, you need not worry about that. Okay, at this level,
Okay.
you need not worry. Or if you want, just you can Google. Okay, because most of them they would be getting confused.
Okay, sir. Fine.
Okay, in simple terms, so when there is excess, if you have some excess of amount, what you do? Okay, some people they spend, some people they try to save. You agree with this? Okay, you try to save. Okay, when you are into crisis, what you try to do? You use that
Stored ones.
savings. In the same way, our body is designed so beautifully that, so whenever there is excess, so that would be converted into stored form. So when there is a requirement of that, when the body is deprived of food, etc. So this glucagon, you try to break down the stored form into the usable form. So increases blood sugar. So this is the reason we are surviving immediately if you're not taking food for some hours or some days together. So one is trying to reduce, the other one is trying to increase. Increase in the sense making available more and more glucose so that it would be available for the ready usage. Up to here it's clear.
Yes, sir.
So
Sir, sir, can
you should not get confused. Under autonomic nervous system we got what? Sympathetic and
Parasympathetic.
parasympathetic. Sympathetic one is activating, the other one is
Relaxing.
decreasing that. So here that is the reason we have both. One is trying to decrease, the other one is trying to increase. So one is sympathetic, the other one is parasympathetic. So this is the reason, though we have this particular autonomic and peripheral nervous systems, but they are regulated by our chemical compounds which are called as hormones. So that is the reason we call them as Neuro Endocrine system. Please write down Neuro Endocrine system. So this nervous system and this endocrine system, they work together. So actual activity is controlled in terms of releasing these hormones. So whenever there is a requirement of blood glucose, so glucagon is released. So when after eating food, so this insulin will be secreted. So this insulin will break down the blood glucose and it will try to use by the body. If excess, no, it will get stored in the body. Okay, so this is how sympathetic and parasympathetic would be working. So who will stimulate? So based on the signals, availability of blood glucose, etc. So they will trigger this particular pituitary gland. So this pituitary gland, with the help of this particular nervous system, so they come into action and they do all this required functions of the body. Okay, so this is with regard to pancreas. If you feel confused, no, just to remember, pancreas will secrete insulin hormone which will regulate blood sugar in simple terms, because insulin is very much commonly used and everyone have knowledge about this particular insulin hormone. The next one, gonads or the sex organs. Okay, so testis in males, ovaries in females. Okay, testis will secrete testosterone hormone. Okay, so this testosterone hormone will regulate development of male reproductive system, production of sperms, secondary sexual characteristics at the time of puberty or at the time of adolescence. Then when it comes to females, ovaries, estrogen and progesterone, two hormones are released. Estrogen will regulate the development of female reproductive system and secondary sexual characteristics. Okay, progesterone, okay, regulates changes in uterus to maintain pregnancy. Okay, progesterone, P, and pregnancy. Just remember that. Estrogen with the general female reproductive system development and the secondary sexual characteristics. Okay, so this is with regard to endocrine system, or what you call as hormonal basis of behavior. So our behavior is influenced because of the secretion of chemical compounds in the body, which are called as hormones. Okay, hormones are released by specialized structures called, okay, glands. So we got, okay, 6 glands. First one I'm saying pituitary gland. It is called master gland. Because it is called master gland, because it will regulate the secretion of other glands also. Okay, then we got thyroid. Thyroid will secrete which hormone?
Thyroxine.
Thyroxine. Just remember that. Okay, thyroid will secrete
Thyroxine.
thyroxine. So thyroxine have a role to play in metabolism and growth. Metabolism is breaking down of, okay, particles into, or energy production, etc. Okay, metabolism and growth. So hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism. Hypo is less, when it is secreted less, no, we can see, okay, stunted growth, etc. Okay, growth would be, okay, less, etc. Okay, when it is secreted in high quantity, no, as we talked about, it have a role to play in growth, no, the people would be very height. Okay,
Gigantism.
gigantism is called. Okay, I'm not making use of much words because much people are not aware of this. Okay, it's called gigantism. Okay, the people would be more in terms of growth, etc., height, etc., and all that. Okay, so hyperthyroidism and hypothyroidism, or in simple terms, thyroid, thyroxine regulates metabolism and growth. Then adrenal gland. So adrenal gland is present on,
Above each kidney.
simple, above each kidney we have 2 glands called as adrenal glands. Okay, so simple, you need to remember that they take part in fight or flight mechanism. So adrenal glands secretions are responsible for our fight or flight function. Okay, they secrete aldosterone, salt water balance in the body, cortisol especially. So it is responsible for stimulating glucose production. Then adrenal medulla is a part of adrenal gland. So if epinephrine and norepinephrine. So just whenever you got 2 epinephrine, they are saying norepinephrine. So they have this opposite. One will increase, the other one will is decreasing. So at this level, if you're getting confused, I'm saying, remember adrenal gland present above each kidney. Its main function is fight or
flight mechanism.
Fight or flight mechanism. That's it. Okay, don't get confused. Pancreas responsible for insulin production.
Insulin secretion.
Okay, insulin production. So insulin function is to
Decrease blood sugar.
decreasing of blood sugar, or simply you remember that regulation of blood sugar. Pancreas secretes insulin, regulates blood sugar in the body. The next, gonads, or the 6 organs, they will release, okay, testes in males, ovaries in females. So they release separate hormones. So testes will release testosterone, ovaries will release estrogen and progesterone. So this is with regard to hormones and their influence on the body of a person. So as we talked about, So one will increase, the other one will decrease. Okay, this is the reason we have both. Like for example, one will increase, the other one will decrease. Insulin will try to decrease the blood sugar. When we're talking about glucagon, glucagon is an hormone which will make available more and more sugar so that it would be used by the body. Okay, up to here it is clear for you.
Yes.
So this nervous system works in coordination with the hormonal system. So these two are not separate. These two work in coordination with one another. That is the reason they are called as Neuro Endocrine system. So when there is stress, that stress would be sensed by the central nervous system. Central nervous system, that is brain. So brain is the main control system of the entire nervous system. Then brain will signal, okay, this particular adrenal glands. So these adrenal glands will secrete the stress, okay, that is the cortisol hormone, so which will try to face the emergency situation. So once the body or brain senses that I am out of danger, then again it will send signals to this particular adrenal gland. Okay, then next the other mechanism will take place with the help of the release of hormones. So that is the reason these two systems work in coordination, and brain is the main one which will control all these activities. When it comes to these particular hormones, so pituitary gland is the one which will control the secretion of, okay, not all but most of the gland secretion would be secreted or controlled by the pituitary gland. That is the reason it is called as master gland. Okay, can we stop here? It has become a little bit of more of biology now.
But it's interesting, sir.
Yes, it's all about, okay, knowing ourselves. Actually, these systems generally would have been studied at school levels only, but maybe there might be a gap, no? You might have forgot, or like you need a revision kind of. Okay, Krantipriya, did you understand? Is clear? Let me pick some names now. Why people are getting reduced? It's only 15. Ruxana, I know, she knows. Pujita? Two Pujitas are there. Pujita, did you get this? Pujita is only messaging me. Good morning, sir. Yes, sir. She don't want to talk. Let me pick someone. Srinivas?
Sir, good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning. Did you understand the class?
Yes, sir. Today class I joined, sir. Last week I'm not joined in the class, sir. Sorry, sir, for that.
Okay. Today only you have joined.
Yes. First class I heard, sir, and today I just joined, sir. Today class is very interesting and it is very useful to our, sir. I understand.
Actually, that is the reason in starting, 5-10 minutes
Yes.
we spend on the previous classes, because
Yes,
someone,
sir.
I know, no, they don't, if they're not coming, or if they have not attended the last also, let them have a glance of like what
Yes.
had happened yesterday or in the last classes, because there
Okay,
should
sir.
always be continuity. Without continuity, you don't follow.
Yes, sir.
Get lost somewhere.
That old classes I'm taking YouTube, sir. It is available in YouTube. Just I searched it. Today I will complete all the lessons, sir.
Yeah, another thing, why you not liking that? No
Actually,
likes, nothing.
no, sir.
Yes, go ahead. Vamsi, how was the class, man? Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Hey, why are you feeling shy, man?
No, sir.
Good, not good. Is clear, not clear?
It's clear, sir.
Shrikant? Because I want to talk to boys now. Shrikant? He left? Okay, Dhanlakshmi Diamond. The last person I'm talking. Okay. Can we end now?
Yes.
Chalo guys, see you tomorrow.
So,
Thank you, sir.
You all are welcome. Okay.
Hello. Anyone WhatsApp group link is available? Please share me. For psychology. Hello. Hello.
I just
Anyone have WhatsApp group? Please share in this link, or otherwise please join my number.
actually even I'm waiting for a WhatsApp group. So
No one
I
not
don't know
doing.
who has it.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
it'll be
Okay,
really
yeah.
helpful if somebody could help us.
Okay, but no one not responding. Okay, I will meet in